Donald Trump is being pummeled with more bad news as the fallout from his disastrous rally at Madison Square Garden continues to grow. Folks, I have never seen such a swift backlash to anything Donald Trump has done. This time, he cannot escape the consequences of his hateful rhetoric, and the Latino community is fighting back. I want to show you some of the most viral videos that I've seen over the past 48 hours. These are absolutely incredible. My name is Brett Meiselas, here with the MeidasTouch Network. Remember to hit subscribe and help us get to 3.5 million subscribers. Let's dive right in. This Hispanic American emphasizes how big of a deal it is that these comments were made at the Trump event and how the impact is being felt within the Latino community. Watch this.
So as a Hispanic, I don't think y'all realize how viral last night was for the community, bro. And not just Boricuas, not just Puerto Ricans, bro. This shit went viral. And I've never seen anything like this. We as a community, because we all got broken communities, but the Hispanic Latino community last night and today, and hopefully until for the next week, we are one, except the Cubans. Ooh! But no, like, this was crazy. You got family who never post on Facebook. Blah, everyone's like, all these likes and shares. I've never seen anything like this. So it's kind of sad, to be honest. I'm going to be real that that's what it took for everybody to step up and hopefully go to the polls. But yeah, we'll see if this means anything. I think that was one of the worst moves you could have ever done. And I don't even know if they want to win anymore. I do have a theory that I don't want to say now, but I don't think they want to win and that there's another plan, but more on that later. Anyways, I'm just letting y'all know, between all the Latin artists that posted yesterday, over 300 million combined followers, bro, you done goofed.
This Puerto Rican who had family fight for the U.S. military has some words for Donald Trump.
I'm a Puerto Rican born in America. My grandfather was drafted and fought in World War II, and I had 3 uncles that fought in Vietnam. Puerto Rico is not an island of garbage. All right, we're part of America.
This Puerto Rican woman wanted to show us what Trump surrogates were calling a, quote, floating island of garbage. Watch this.
This is what a floating island of garbage looks like. It's so dirty, almost like New York City.
I love that. This woman, whose family is from Puerto Rico, wants to make it clear who she voted for. Watch.
As one of those dirty Latinos that descends from that floating pile of garbage, I casted my vote for Kamala Harris yesterday.
Now this is fascinating. This Puerto Rican says that he was going to vote for Trump, but that those comments made him change his vote to Kamala Harris. He says it's all about self-respect. Watch this.
I was going to vote for you, but I'm Puerto Rican. I have decency. I have self-respect. So after you make comments, your campaign made comments against us, against the Puerto Rican people, you forgot that we have the right to vote. And we have 500,000 people in Pennsylvania. We have more than 1 million people in Florida. And we have something that you don't know. We have dignity and self-respect. So now we're going to cast the vote against you. You're going to be punished. You have to be punished. You forgot that we took away a governor of Puerto Rico for insulting the people of Puerto Rico. So now my vote is for Kamala. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta respect the people of Puerto Rico. You have to respect us. You are nobody to impose and do what you did, insulting us, disrespecting us. Now you gotta face the consequences. And I bet that you are going to lose this election forever and ever now. Goodbye, Donald Trump.
This next woman has a message to her fellow Latinos.
So to all my Puerto Ricans out there, did you just hear that piece of shit motherfucker at the Trump NYC New York City rally just now called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean? For those disgusting words to come out of that disgusting mouth is insane and nasty as The fact that these piece of racist, prejudiced can literally stand there with lots of pride and bravado to call an island comprised of U.S. citizens that have literally made their homes traditionally and historically in New York City, and New York City is the hub of Puerto Rican culture outside of the island, is the nastiest work that you can do in this world. To my Puerto Ricans out there, look at what these you-know-what supremacist pieces of shit are saying about you, your culture, and your island. There are about 9 days left until Election Day. Don't let this one slide. Don't let them get away with this shit. To my Puerto Ricans in NYC, in Philly, all over Pennsylvania, wherever you're at, listen to what these pieces of shit have to say about you, your island, and your people, and get done, and go out to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz so that we can vote them, these you-know-what supremacists, the out of our lives entirely.
This next creator posted this. It says, quote, all the Puerto Ricans uniting after Tony Hinchcliffe's comment, and you could see all these people dancing. This one has music that we can't play due to copyright issues, but I wanted to show you this is another example of what we are seeing. This next guy has a message for any Latinos who are still supporting Trump.
Dear Latinos for Trump, supporting a white supremacist with the racist ideology of blaming immigrants for every problem in America is never going to get you closer to being accepted by said racist white supremacist. Remember that. Donald Trump.
And on that note, this Cuban American in Miami is heading to the polls to cancel out the vote of any of her fellow Cuban Americans who are still voting for Trump. Watch.
Me on my way to the polls to cancel out some delusional, self-hating Cuban as if he didn't emigrate into the United States himself. But now he is so whitewashed, he views himself as a white man. Time to go cancel out his vote. Vote blue.
This black woman who has a black and Puerto Rican daughter says that we're taking out the real trash on November 5th.
I am a proud black woman, and I raised a proud black woman. My daughter happens to also be Latina, Puerto Rican to be exact. So to Donald Trump and all the racist motherfuckers that he surrounds himself with, kiss the blackest part of my ass and the brownest part of hers. We're taking out the trash November 5th, and that trash is MAGA. That trash is Donald Trump.
These women in Virginia just voted, and they say they are not going back.
We just voted, and we're not going back. We're never going back.
We're not going back. Not at all.
This next guy just voted for the first time, and he voted to fire Donald Trump.
So I just voted for the first time, and I said no to Donald Trump's Aliens and Sedition Act of 1798. I voted for the freedom of my sisters. I voted for the freedom of the LGBTQ plus community. I voted for the freedoms of my culture. I voted for the freedoms of all women. I voted for the freedom of Muslims. I voted for freedom of all humanity. I voted against Trump because he is not good for the freedom of all humanity. Also, I voted Democratic up and down the ballot, up and down the ballot. I voted blue, up and down the ballot, baby, blue. First time voting, and it feels so good to tell Donald Trump, no, you're fired. Donald Trump, you're fired.
This woman was very emotional after voting, and she says that she placed her vote for her future daughter-in-laws. Check this out.
So I just voted, and I'm super, super emotional. You know, I have two kids, 16 and 17-year-old boys. And today I voted for my daughter-in-laws, whoever they are, in the future. Nobody is going to tell them what they can do with their bodies for their families, for my daughter-in-laws, okay? I have never been so proud to vote in my life, and I'm 53. So I just voted, and I'm super emotional. Super, super emotional. I voted for my daughter-in-laws. I don't even have daughter-in-laws. I have two sons, 16 and 17, and I am voting for my future daughter-in-laws. Nobody's going to tell them what they can do with their bodies for their families. No more divisiveness in this country. We're done. We're sick of it. Okay? These are not the Bush Republicans. They're not.
This woman also says that her emotions were, quote, all over the place after voting for the first black female president of the United States. Watch.
I just voted for the first black female president of the United States. I just voted for the first black female president of the United States. I just voted for the first black female president of the United States.
This next creator says that he thinks Vice President Kamala Harris is going to win this election bigly. Watch.
Yeah, so if you're one of the people on TikTok who's worried about the outcome of the election, I'd like to offer you some reassurance, okay? Take the people who voted in 2020. Yeah, 7 million more for Biden. And before that, 3 million more for Hillary. So what do you think's going to happen now? You see the Republicans defecting in large number. You see people saying, I can't vote for this guy. You see Popovich saying, would you have this guy babysit for your children? Or would you hire him for your company? No. So why would you have him as president? Well, that to me is the American impulse. And by the way, if you saw the hate crowd at Madison Square Garden and you looked at it demographically, ask yourself, does that look like this country? No. That looks like a minority group, a splinter group, a lunatic fringe of hate-filled people. And they are outnumbered by the decent people, the people who actually care about democracy, choice, women's autonomy, the climate, fairness, equity. They're not shills from billionaires. No, those people are coming out in numbers. So I say Harris by 12 to 15 million votes, and the polls are simply not telling you the truth because they're built on a bunch of false assumptions. So relax. Harris is going to win this. You'll see.
This next video is about all the dads out there who are not canceling out their daughter's vote. This has become a big trend on TikTok, and I absolutely love it. Check this out.
Shout out to the dads who are not canceling out our votes this year. To the dads who might be slightly more conservative than us, but are not going to risk our lives with their vote. To the dads who may have been lifelong Republicans, but now consider themselves an anybody but Trump guy. To the dads who have never missed an important event in our entire lives. This election is one of them. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for letting your daughter know that above anything, she matters.
And a lot of people are posting photos on TikTok with this trend. I want to show you a few of them. This woman writes, me on my way to go cancel out my dad's vote. And then when you swipe, you see the father and it says, JK, my father would never vote for an abusive, tyrannic, slanderous, racist, sexist, bigot, criminal. This next person posts a photo of their father and says, he has 2 daughters, 2 daughter-in-laws, 5 granddaughters, a wife, nieces, cousins, sisters, sister-in-laws, a mother-in-law, female friends, and female associates. He would never value gas prices over a woman's life. And you see him there giving the finger to Trump Tower. This next TikToker posted this photo. You see a photo of her and her father, and it says, my dad has always been my hero. And she shares a text conversation she had with her father where he says, I voted, no line, walked in and out, less than 10 minutes. She responds, ooh, did you vote all blue? And he writes, as a Republican, it was my duty to vote all blue. And she responds, excellent, I am so proud of you. Then she notes, my flex is that I did not have to cancel out his vote because he loves his girls and his country. This next guy posted this series of photos. The first one says, it's just politics, don't take it personal. The next image says, it is personal. Then he writes, my wife and daughters are my everything. I would never vote for someone who would grab them or take away their choice. Why would you vote for someone who wants to force your daughters to be barefoot in the kitchen? No father wants that for their children. Then he writes, combat vets for Harris. My daughters deserve to have a future to make their own choices. And he shows his ballot where he voted for Vice President Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. This next guy posts a video with his father and writes, me and Pops just finished early voting in Maryland. Harris Walz, check. Angela Alsobrooks, check. Yes to question 1 for the protection of women's reproductive rights and freedom, check. I love those so much. I love this trend, and it's really inspiring a whole wave of men around the country to vote for the women in their lives. It's so awesome. It's heartwarming. And lastly, I'll leave you with this funny video. These creators are trying to remember which fraternity Trump was in, and note the acronyms.
Wait, I forgot. What frat was Trump in?
I think he was in Rho Alpha Chi Iota Sigma Tau.
Wasn't it Omega Rho Alpha Nu Gamma Epsilon?
I heard he was in Pi Omega Sigma.
Wait, no, it was Lambda Iota Alpha Rho.
No, I think Trump was in Sigma Chi Alpha Beta.
Folks, basically have a less than a week until election day right now. Now is the time to step on the gas. I love sharing all these videos and photos and stories with you. So please, if you can, please share this with everyone else in your lives. I would love to see these messages continue to get out there. Also, make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel. We are on our way to 3.5 million subscribers thanks to you. Make sure you get out to the polls. Make sure you vote. Make sure your friends and family who are all pro-democracy are voting. It is the #1 priority right now. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.